If you're somebody that is consistently cycling back into an unhappy place, into a depression, this video is for you. Even if you happen to be in a good place right now, if you're one of those people that thinks, everything's great right now, but what goes up must come down, this video is for you. Because in this video, we're gonna break down why we are so unhappy, why are we so pessimistic all the time, and what we can do about it to start walking a different path. This type of mindset and outlook is something that plagues all artists and creative people, even from the most successful to the people that are just barely able to do this. So here is the root issue. What is going on, whether you know it or not, is you have negative self-talk. You have negative thoughts going on in the background, in your subconscious, that is coming around to get you almost all the time. And then when you have those moments of vulnerability, you fall victim to that depression. You fall victim to that voice that's telling you that you're not good enough. And even when you get success as an artist or whatever, you will still have that imposter syndrome voice telling you that you don't deserve this success. Who are you? Who do you think you are? This is, again, the foundations of a fragile ego. And when you're a creative person, your relationship to your ego is everything. I don't care if you're an artist that is stepping on stage to play music or to act or to dance, or if you're a visual artist, or if you're a writer, your ego is the thing that you need to make peace with, because it is going to destroy you or it is going to get you to the promised land. And like Tony Robbins says, your mind is your biggest tool, but you have to use it or it's going to use you. So where does this negativity come from? Well, chances are we have been programmed to be the person that we are. All right, everybody from psychologists to spiritual people, all across the board, they all agree that the person you are is who you were programmed to be. And when you really start to open your consciousness and you realize that you have a spirit within you, you are not your ego. When you start to separate yourself from your ego and you start to have that self-awareness, that's when you can start to get into the program, to reprogram the way you think. And ultimately, what we as artists, I think, do a lot of the time is we confuse being negative with being humble. So many of us are out here trying to keep it real by downplaying our accomplishments, by not knowing how to handle compliments. If you're one of those people like me, it's incredibly difficult. But what we have to do is literally start practicing. This is what we have to do. We have to start meeting that negativity with positivity every single chance you get. Every time you start to notice the negative thoughts coming on, that's when it's time to meet it with positivity. And this takes an immense amount of practice. I started by reading the book, The Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale, because I thought I had this voice in my head that was telling me no matter what, I wasn't doing the right thing, I'm not working hard enough, I'm not good enough, I need to practice this, practice that. It was sending me down spirals all the time. And I started with that book, and that book was my first step into reconditioning who I am. Because honestly, as artists, even if we get successful, this negativity will be the downfall of us. We've seen it all time and time again from famous artists where they're like, what happened to this person? They just fell off the face of the earth or whatever. And they are losing the battle with themselves 99% of the time. So in those moments where you feel like If you really want to hone in on what being humble is not being negative. Humble is actually being grateful. Stepping into gratitude is the most powerful thing that we can do. We can recognize where we came from as an artist, recognize how much work we actually put in to get to where we are. Instead of looking ahead and looking at what we haven't accomplished yet, that is the glass half empty. Look at what is half full, what we were able to overcome. We have to step into that gratitude. And what we also have to do is eliminate negative people around us. You have to eliminate if anybody is starting to bring you down. Once you start tapping in to these negative thoughts, you'll start to tap in to what is negative around you. You have to change your physical reality algorithm, and it takes practice, and you have to do one thing at a time. I started with meditations, with books, with affirmations videos. I really, one day at a time, stepped into changing my personality. And it started with therapy as well. The work is there for you. And once we can lay down this positive foundation, the garden that we are creating is going to flourish. And then when success happens, because it will happen, if we believe it will happen, we will be able to handle it. We will be able to sustain that success and not fall victim to that imposter syndrome. Now, before I go here, I want to leave you with one last tip here, and that is you are doing your best. This is something that was a game changer for me, to consistently tell myself that I'm doing my best and I did enough today. When that voice comes up telling me that I'm not as successful as I want to be, when it's telling me I should have done this today, I should have done that, I tell myself, I have done enough today. And I also even made this for myself too. This is something you can do. I carry this in my pocket every day. And when I'm teaching, every day I wake up with a different energy meter, right? But I'm always trying to give 100% of what I have. Some days I wake up and maybe I'm only 75%. But if I give 75%, then I'm actually giving 100% of what I could give today. Like, these are the little things that start to add up. Remind yourself always that you are doing the best you can. Alleviate that pressure. You are learning and growing every day. You're on the path to becoming a better artist. And if you are here watching this video, you are doing a great job. You're doing the work. This is the first step in doing the work for yourself. Now, here's some more work we can do. Up here, if you're still not convinced about how depression can really bite you in the ass as an artist, take a look at this video. This is something that I released about how depression can be the downfall of even the most successful artists, and this is why. And if you're ready to start doing the work, here's just 5 tips for you. If you're an artist out there, here's just 5 tips that you have to know to start doing the work. I will see you in these next videos. Stay creative.